truth revealed in actions. Truth revealed in actions. Luke, what can we learn from our leadership lessons from Luke? Luke 7, verse 18 onwards. It's Jesus and John the Baptist. So John's disciples were like, well, is this Jesus the Messiah? Is this the one that John has been talking about? And so John sends two of his disciples and go and inquire of Jesus and just make sure he's the one that we've been talking about and we've been baptizing in and everything like that, the one that I've been pretty much dedicating my whole life to and about to get my head chopped off for. Is this the real one? And the way that Jesus responds is in verse 22. So he replied to the messengers, "Go back and report to John what you have seen and heard." See, it's about the actions, truth revealed in actions. What was the truth? Obviously, that he is the Son of God. And what were the actions? The blind receive sight, the lame walk, those who have leprosy are cured, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the good news is preached to the poor. The actions. Like, is your truth revealed in your actions? Are you living out your truth? Do you believe in Christ and believe that he is the Son of God and believe that he is the only way? Who have you witnessed to this week? Who have you like what of your actions have revealed that truth? Jesus quite clearly, are you the man we're waiting for? Well, look at what's happening. How can we, Dr. Rod, as a pastor, I know that this is kind of a reasonably preachy topic, but how can you as a pastor give us advice of the ultimate truth being revealed in our actions, in our day-to-day?
Well, that really does put me on the spot. You'd have to ask people who know me whether I do this very well, but our speech and our actions need to align. Mm-hmm. So, everything that people see and hear from us should be in alignment. And so as a Christian, as a pastor, when people observe the way I relate to others, my speech and my actions must align with the heart of God and with his instructions as they've been recorded in the Bible. And I tell you what, I don't always do that well. Mm-hmm. I've got you can't see this, but in front of me is a whiteboard. And written up on the top left-hand side of the whiteboard, there are two words. Those words are wisdom and compassion. Some years ago, nearly 20 years ago, when I took on a very senior leadership role in a public university here in Australia, I went and prayed and I said, "Lord, tell me how to do this job." And I really thought he was going to download a big handbook. I expected the equivalent of a 500-page handbook on how to be a good, godly leader. And he gave me two words: wisdom and compassion. And honestly, ever since that time, I've often stopped at the end of the day and asked myself this question: have I acted with godly wisdom in every interaction I've had with other people today? And have I treated all of those around me with compassion? And as you might expect, the answer has not always been yes, to my shame. But I've grown through this, and I think I've become a better leader as a result. But far from downloading a great manual, a how-to manual, God gave me those two words that have become a touchstone for me in my role as leader, pastor, in all that I do. And as I said, I don't always do as well as I ought. And I think Jesus' response to those disciples is really quite insightful, because he did say, look at the actions. There's the evidence. People being set free, people being healed. But the words in there as well, because he said, and the gospel is being preached to the poor. And I don't think that means people who are poor financially.
No.
The poor there are the same poor he's referring to in the Beatitudes. The poor in spirit,
the poor in
the ones
spirit.
who actually need to hear that good news.
Mm.
So I agree with you. What's happening here is the words, the actions are aligning, and obviously they were so well aligned that John was then prepared to accept, yes, this is Jesus, the Son of God, the promised Messiah.
Yep. And I'm willing to have my head chopped off for it.
Well, obviously he went on. Yes, that's right. Ultimately, through an impetuous commitment made by another leader, he ended up with his head on a platter. Yeah, I mean, he probably didn't realise that at the time, of course, but
no.
Yeah, he did. He did meet an unfortunate demise.
So make sure your actions are revealing your truth. And like Dr. Rod said, like, seek the Lord to know what your truth actually is. What is your truth? His truth is wisdom, compassion. Is that the truth that he's been living today? I think it's a great thing of putting things through a lens of everything that you do that day. Just a few words. Obviously, mine that I always lead to is purpose. Have I done everything today with purpose? And have I helped those around me fulfill their purpose? And has there actually been purpose in the things that I have done today? And as you admitted, Dr. Rod, me too. Not always is that a yes. And unfortunately, it's quite regularly not like, very rarely is it yes to everything that day, but I think if we could know what our truth is and make sure our actions, I think that if you speak to, like, I mean, I can testify for you, Dr. Rod, that you definitely live out that wisdom and compassion. I've seen it. We've lived together. I've known you for many years. I've seen that. And I would like to hope that the people that work with me and know me, they would also understand that purpose is important in what I do. So make sure, looking at all these stories today, be aware, take them as warnings, but also as aspirations of us to work through, that we need to know our truth, and we need to be careful, because our truth will be revealed in our actions. We may put on a brave face, we may say the right things, but the truth will be revealed in our actions, either as a bad thing, or you can stand up strong and say, these are my truth and this is what I'm standing for. Hey, you just watched an excerpt from the On the Cube Leadership Podcast. If you like that, hit the like button and put a comment below. Hey, if you want to watch more videos like this, check out our channel, and while you're there, make sure you subscribe.